What's going on, guys? Snake Eyes here, playing some more Dark Souls 2, and in this video we're going to be doing a weapon showcase, and the weapon we're going to be showcasing today is the Grand Lance. Now if you don't know how to get the Grand Lance, all you have to do is go into the Memory of Oro, go all the way up the steps until you find 2 giants and a couple of random knights, clear those guys out, and then go all the way to the far end of the area. You'll eventually come across a broken part of the wall. Jump down onto the platform that you see below you, and then from there, if you turn around, you'll see another hole. If you jump in the hole, you're going to come across another giant knight. Make sure you defeat him, and then the iron lock box all the way to the furthest back of the end of the wall contains the Grand Lance, and that's how you get the Grand Lance. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the move set. Keep in mind that there is not a ton of variety, and the one-handed and two-handed R1 and R2s and backstep and rolling attack are all the same. So I'm only going to show one because, like I said, they're really all the same. So the one-handed is a regular thrusting, while the two-handed, or the R2, is a rushing attack, and I'll get into that in a little bit. The rolling attack is a thrusting, and the backstep is the same as the strong attack. One thing that I did bring was a shield with me to kind of show you guys that if you want to bring a shield with you, you can attack while you're behind the shield. So that's kind of something to consider if you're wanting to bring this for PvP. The one thing that I thought was pretty interesting is the fact that, and it's like this with all the lances, is that the strong attack, the running attack, and the backstep attack all hit multiple times. This shows you that it hits once, and this actually shows that it connects multiple times. Now, like I said, that's something that you can bring along to PvP, but right now we're going to go ahead and get into the details of this weapon. It has a standard base damage of 170. Since then, I've actually upgraded it to +9, so I'm having a 323 base damage. It does 160 in the counter strength. It has 35 poise damage per hit. It also has 70 durability, and it weighs 12 units. The requirements for this weapon is that you need 22 strength and 18 dexterity. It also has a C scaling in both strength and dexterity. It's a little bit of a quality build weapon, but all in all, still very, very good. This is actually one of my favorite weapons. There are a couple of pros and cons to this weapon. One of the pros being is the fact that it does some really good damage. Considering that my character isn't built for this type of weapon, and the fact that I was still able to hold my own in PvP was a huge plus in my opinion. People who have their build more catered towards these kinds of weapons are definitely going to see better results, and all in all, it kind of makes it one of my favorite weapons. The con to this though is the fact that it attacks pretty slow. I'm not used to weapons that attack this slow. I'm not used to the great swords, the ultra great swords, and things of that nature. So it attacking this slow was kind of a negative in my book, but that's purely based on my opinion. If you guys are more used to the slow hitting weapons, then this is definitely something you might want to check out. A pro and a con to this weapon though is the fact that its backstep, its running attack, and its strong attack can actually chain up and hit your enemy multiple times. The con to that though is if you miss it, then you're pretty much opening yourself to being punished pretty bad. There were a couple of times where I tried to go for those moves, the enemy predicted it, and I pretty much lost the fight. So that's kind of something to take into consideration. These are more of pick and choose and situational type moves, so it's definitely not something you want to spam. The one thing though is that if you do connect that hit, it actually lays them out, so you can pretty much take a step back, regain some of the stamina, because it does use a lot of stamina if you're going to use those moves. Regain some of your stamina and pretty much get ready when he gets up. In one of the fights that you're going to see, actually, you're going to see me being predicted. I go in for the running attack. He was able to dodge it, get in a couple of hits. A little bit later on in the fight though, I use that to my advantage where I fake it. I try to go for the run attack, but at the end of it, I actually flicked back on the left stick and walked up, and by that time he was already dodging it because he was predicting that I was going to do the running motion. I pretty much walked up on him mid-dodge and was able to do a couple of hits. I think I won when I did that, but I'm not too sure because it's been a while since I've actually took this to PvP. One of the techniques that I like doing with this weapon is I like to pair it up with the old Leo ring, and the old Leo ring strengthens thrust weapon counterattacks, and the fact that this weapon has an all thrusting moveset to it, pretty much any counterattack that you do with this weapon is going to get a bonus from that. So that's kind of something that you want to take into consideration. Maybe you want to bring that along with you, maybe not, but at the same time that's kind of something that I like doing. So I'm not too sure exactly how much of a bonus you get, but in PvP any added damage is pretty much good damage, so that's kind of something that I really like doing. All in all, this is actually one of the weapons that I really like taking out. I had a lot of fun doing this, getting the footage for this weapon. I didn't realize how much fun I was going to have with this weapon until I actually took it out, so I definitely recommend for people who haven't tried this weapon, who kind of overlooked it, take it out. Be sure to upgrade it, because as its base damage, it doesn't do too much. It does a decent amount, but I didn't start seeing some actual results until I upgraded it. Like I said, I got mine at +9, so somewhere around there is kind of where you want to get, between maybe +6 and +9. Then you'll be able to take it out to PvP and maybe get some results from that. But other than that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, take care.